back to my channel today. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is the sewing tutorial of our off-shoulder wrap top and short pants. So in case you've not seen the pattern drafting video, I'm going to leave the link in the comment section, so go ahead and watch it before you come join us on this particular tutorial. It's going to help you understand better. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my pattern paper from my front piece, and the next thing I'm going to do is to open the front piece. I have two pieces, so in case you want to add a lining to yours, go ahead and cut out your lining the exact way that you cut your main piece. I'll be using my bias tape to pipe my neckline. In case you don't have a bias tape, you can go ahead and hem your neckline. So you hem your two front neckline and then you hem your back neckline, and you can also go ahead and take in your darts for the back. So guys, I've gone ahead to pipe my neckline using my bias tape, and this is what it looks like on the inside and also on the outside. And for the back, I went ahead to pipe my neckline and I took in my darts. Remember, we took in our darts and we notched it on the pattern paper. So what I'm going to do is to pin the front and the back piece together, and I'm going to stitch using my allowance that I left on my fabric. So I'll be stitching with 1/2 inch allowance. And for my sleeves, remember we cut out our sleeves in the pattern drafting tutorial. I'm going to remove one part of the sleeves. I'll be working on just one. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the sleeves like this, and then I'll fold it over. I'll make sure that what I'm folding is wide enough for my elastic band to pass through, because I'm doing this to create my elastic casing. I've gone ahead to join my front and my back piece together, and this is what I have. For the sleeves, I've gone ahead to create my elastic band casing, and this is what it looks like. What I'm going to do is to cut my elastic band that I'll be using. I'm going to reduce 1 inch from my shoulder measurement. So half of my shoulder measurement is 8 inches minus 1 inch is 7 inches. That is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to use my safety pin to pass this elastic band through the channel that I just created. After passing it, I'll go ahead and hold the elastic band using my pin, and then I'll go ahead and stitch to hold it down. I'll repeat this same process for the other part of the sleeves. So guys, after passing my elastic band through the casing, this is what I have. For the base of the sleeves, in order to have that flay effect on the base, I'm going to go up from the base by 8 inches, and I'll mark the 8 inches into a straight line. So it depends on how full you want the base of your sleeves to be. For me, 8 inches is enough. I'm still going to hem my sleeves from this 8 inches. So to know the amount of elastic band you'll be using, measure around your wrist and cut it out exactly as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the elastic band on this straight line, and I'll keep gathering and gathering till I reach the end of the fabric. So after doing that, guys, this is what I have. You can see what I mean. So I used my elastic band to gather my fabric together. So what I'm going to do is to place my sleeves right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to sew from the armhole to meet the base of the sleeves. I've gone ahead to sew my sleeve, and I also went ahead to turn the sleeves inside out. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the sleeves and the top together. So I'm going to open the armhole area of my top and the armhole area of my sleeves, and I'm going to match the middle point together just like you see me doing, and then I'm going to pin all the way around. After pinning, I'll go ahead and stitch. So guys, the next thing I'll do is to hem the base of my sleeves. So I'm going to fold my sleeves into two just like you see me doing, and then I'm going to sew all the way around. I'll also go ahead and hem the base of the top. I'm going to just fold into two just like you see me doing also, and I'll sew from the beginning to the end. So guys, after sewing, this is what I have. The next thing I'll do is to cut out the rope that I'll be using to wrap my top. So we did that in our pattern drafting tutorial. So I went ahead to sew the rope right sides facing each other, and I also went ahead to turn the rope inside out. I have two ropes and the length of my rope is 38 inches for each rope. So I'm going to go ahead and join the rope to my top just like you see me doing. I'll join and then I'll pin. I'll go ahead and stitch. So guys, after sewing my rope in place, this is what we have. This is the finished look of our top. So let's go ahead and sew our pants. So guys, for the pants, I'm going to go ahead and remove my pattern paper. In case you've not seen the pattern drafting video, the link will be in the comment section, so go ahead and watch it first before you come join us on this particular video. So I have my front and my back pattern for the pants, and for the back I have two pieces. For the front I also have two pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and place them right sides facing each other, and I'll go ahead and stitch my crotch line together for the back. And for the front, remember I told you guys I will be pleating the front. I don't want to add that to the front, so I'm going to open the front up for you guys to see. So I added 2 inches seam allowance to my waist measurement because I want to pleat 2 inches on the waist area. So what I have is 9 inches, okay, and my waist measurement is 7 inches. So I'm not going to take in my darts. What I'm going to do is to pleat 2 inches. So I'm going to fold this 1 inch like this, and I'll fold the other 1 inch to cover this 1 inch up. So if you don't understand, just look at what I'm doing, and then I'm going to go ahead and hold the pleat down using my pin. After doing that, what I have now is 7 inches, which is my exact waist measurement. But if you want to take in your dart, you can go ahead and do that. I'll also repeat the same thing for the other side of the pant. So I'm going to pleat 1 inch on each other like this, and then I'm going to hold it down with my pin. After doing that, I'm going to place the two fabric on each other, right sides facing right sides, and then I'm going to sew the crotch line together. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew the crotch line for the front. I'll open it up for you guys to see, and then I'm just going to go ahead and measure my waistline to be sure that I'm on the right track. So my waist circumference divided by 2 is 14 inches. So what I have is 14 inches. And for the back piece, I've also gone ahead to sew my crotch line in place. I'm going to open it up for you guys to see. What I'll do next for the back is to take in my dart. So I don't want to pleat with the back, I want to take in my dart. So what I'm going to do, from the line that I sewed, I'm going to mark 4 inches, which is half of my nipple to nipple measurement. I'll indicate that with a point, and then I'll go down by 3.5 inches, which is going to be the length of my dart for the back. And then I'm going to take half an inch on both sides of this straight line, and I'll connect to meet the dart leg. After doing that, I'll repeat the same process for the other side of the pants, and then I'll take the fabric to my sewing machine and I'll take in my dart. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew my dart in place, and this is what I have. The next thing I'm going to do is to open my pants up, and I'll bring in my front piece. I'm going to place them on each other, right sides facing right side, and I'm going to determine where I want to fix my zipper. So I'll be fixing my zipper on one side of this pants. I'm going to arrange my fabric on each other, and I'm going to take 1 inch for my zipper. So my waist circumference is 28 inches, which is what I already have on my pants. In order for the waist area to be fitted, I'm going to reduce it by 1 inch. The 1 inch is what I'm going to be using to attach my zipper. I want the length of the zip to be 8 inches, so I removed 2 inches just like we did while we were drafting our pattern. The 2 inches is for the band, so I marked 8 inches, which is going to be the length of my zipper. After doing that, I'm going to pin the remaining part of the pants, and then I'm going to sew the 1 inch to the base of the pants. pants. On the other side of the pants, I'm going to use half inch to sew from the beginning to the base of the pants. Half inch is the seam allowance that I left, and on this side my zipper is going to stop at the 8 inches mark. So the next thing I'll do is to pin my crotch together, making sure that the center is matching. After doing that, I'll go ahead and sew the crotch area close. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew my crotch line together, and I've also gone ahead to turn my pants inside out, and this is what I have. The next thing I'll do is to bring in my band. So I already explained to you guys about the band in the pattern drafting tutorial. I went ahead to iron my hair stay to strengthen my fabric, and then I folded half an inch in on both sides. The length of my band is 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is to bring in my pants, and I'm going to pin this band to the waist area of my pants. So on the opened edge, which is the zipper area, I'm going to pin the folded edge of this pant on it. So if you don't understand, just look at what I am doing. I'm going to pin all the way around. The length of this band is the length of my waistline, so I'll pin all the way around. After pinning, I'll go ahead and sew. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew the band all the way around the waist area of my pants. So what I'm going to do is to cover the rough edges that I just sewed. So I'm going to use this half an inch that I ironed inward to cover the rough edges of this band, so that way after sewing you are not going to see any rough edges. Everything is going to be nice and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it up, and then I'll pin. I'll do this till I get to the end of the band. After doing that, I'm going to sew. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew my band in place, and this is what I have. So you can see that the inside is clean. You cannot see any rough edges on the inside. So the next thing I'm going to do is to sew my zipper to the pants. After sewing my zipper in place, I'm also going to go ahead and hem the base of my pant. Remember, we left 2 inches for hemming and allowance, so I'm going to fold in like this. I'll fold over and I'll sew all the way around. I repeat the same thing for the other leg of the pants. So guys, I've gone ahead to fix my zip. I've also hemmed the base of my pants. Last thing I'll do is to give these pants a good press, and that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. Please don't forget to leave your questions in the comment section. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.